Hello and welcome. So, given this triangle here, our goal is to solve for x. How can we do it? All right. So, if you see something like this, your first goal is to say, okay, what do we know? Okay. Well, we see ourselves a triangle. And on this triangle, we see these two little dashes. In geometry, that means that you have two congruent sides. All right? That means that the length of this side is the exact same length as the other side. They have to be. Okay? And you can take that one step further. Is that once you know you have two congruent sides in a triangle, you are then guaranteed to know that you have an isosceles triangle. Okay, and once you know that, a lot of things just start falling into place because once you know isosceles triangle, then you can start saying things about the angles opposite to the congruent sides. So here is congruent side number one, and opposite to that is an angle. Same thing here. Here's your congruent side. Opposite to that is an angle. So the opposite angles are ching ching, those ones. Another way you can find it is that the third side of an isosceles triangle, the one that's not congruent to the other two, we call that sucker the base. Okay, and then the two angles that form the base are known as the base angles, and those are the ones that are congruent or equal to each other in isosceles triangles. And that's guaranteed, is that once you have equal sides, you have equal angles, or vice versa. If you know the angles are the same, you have equal sides. All right? So, once we know we have 30 as one of the base angles, that means the other angle is guaranteed to also be 30. It is. And that's a property of isosceles triangles. So then you're like, okay, great. Where do we go from there? Okay, this triangle is definitely not to scale, by the way. Okay, as you're looking at this one, you'd say, all right, how do we find this third angle in there? Well, think about what you know about triangles. What do you know about all angles of a triangle? They must add up to 180. That means the first angle plus the second angle plus the third angle must be 180 degrees. That means that 60 plus your last angle equals 180, right? Subtract the 60, and you're ending up with your third angle is 120. And this is why I say not to scale, because that does not look like a 120-degree angle, but just run with me. Just run with me on that one. Okay? So then you say, okay, great. If your goal is to solve for x, if this is your goal, how does knowing 120 degrees help you? Well, you know you have a line here, do you not? Right? This is 120 and it's sitting upon a nice line. Well, guys, any circle you know is 300 and that's not a circle. One moment. That was pretty bad. You know what? This is fine. Ah, I was about to say that's as close to the circle as it's gonna get. Alright, we know that any circle, if you go all the way around that sucker, that is 360 degrees. Okay? But if you slice that circle straight in half, okay, that means that in order to go from one side to the other, it's 180 degrees. Well, that means that any line, any side of a line, is going to take 180 degrees to go from one, like all of the angles on that side of the line. They have to all add up to 180 because that's half of a circle. Okay? And so once you know that that adds up to 180, that means that your 120 plus x must be 180. Well, subtract the 120 and you get that you're missing the x. The thing that you need to solve for is 60. And that's it. You have solved for x and you would be done. Okay, so do keep that in mind, but that's all you need to do for that one. So just keep in mind all angles in a triangle add up to 180. All angles on the same side of a line also add up to 180. Thanks for watching.